Captain America is officially back on the big screen, now with Sam Wilson at the helm. What secrets, Easter eggs, and hidden details does this new film have in store? Well, we here can't wait to talk about it, but before we begin, just a warning, this will have spoilers. You have been warned. Without further ado, this is Stanley Presents 107 Facts about Captain America Brave New World. Let's go. Number 1. Captain America Brave New World does something a little different with its intro. The iconic Marvel fanfare and page flip intro are nowhere to be seen, replaced by simple black and white texts. Number 2. According to director Julius Onah, this was done to set the tone for the film, which takes inspiration from 90s government conspiracy films. Number 3. The film starts off at the end of Thaddeus Ross's campaign trail, where he's about to make his victory speech. Ross is running on the campaign slogan, "Together," running in an attempt to unite the United States from the craziness that affected it in the past few years. Number 4. While most presidents would either wear a blue or red tie, usually but not always symbolizing the party they're running on, Ross is wearing a striped red and blue tie, really tying in the idea of togetherness. Number 5. Interestingly enough, there is no mention of a vice president, nor does Ross's campaign show anything of the sort, and this doesn't actually change even at the end of the film. Number 6. With the passing of William Hurt in 2022, Thaddeus Ross, whose role is pretty expansive in this film compared to his appearances in previous MCU films, had to be recast. This is where Harrison Ford comes in. Number 7. Because of Hurt's passing, Marvel Studios debated modifying Ross's role in the film, believing no actor would want to replace Hurt. Number 8. Around the same time, Ford expressed interest in joining the MCU and accepted the role without reading the script. Ford saw playing Ross as an opportunity to honor Hurt's performance while continuing the character's arc. Number 9. This isn't the first time that Harrison Ford plays a president. Ford was the president in the film Air Force One, which makes me wish that we had a scene on Air Force One where Ross pushes someone off a plane while saying, "Get off my plane." Number 10. The film contains a flashback sequence of Thaddeus Ross at a press conference, and instead of digging up old footage of Hurt or utilizing deepfakes, Harrison Ford plays Ross in the flashbacks as well, giving us a glimpse of what his Thaddeus Ross would have looked like with a mustache. Number 11. And, much like most military personnel, his call sign while on missions is Eagle 1. Number 12. Sam utilizes two different suits in the film, or what looks like two different suits. When he's first seen in the film as Captain America, he uses a white suit similar in design to the suit he wears in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier Disney Plus series. Later in the film, he dons a mostly blue suit. Number 13. Speaking of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the white suit that he wears has a little adjustment in Captain America Brave New World. Instead of the awkward cowl that has his ears sticking out, Cap now dons a nanotech flight helmet. Number 14. His new helmet even adopts the iconic A, similar to how Steve Rogers' Captain America helmet had one too. Number 15. In real life, actor Anthony Mackie gave an answer as to why the cowl was dropped in favor of a flight helmet. In his words, not mine, quote, "Because I told them that I was never wearing that shit again. That was hard. It was, with the heat, the sweat, the fogged up glasses, it was impossible. It was called a cowl. It was my worst nightmare. You can't do anything." Number 16. The new suit that Sam has as Captain America is a gift from Wakanda, as we learn in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and features tech to match. The suit allows his wings to be used as a shield and contains repulsors to push back enemies. Sam also has a booster that gives him a little speed boost while on the ground. Number 17. An additional feature seen later in the film is that Sam's wings can also launch vibranium darts, which are helpful in the final fight of the film. Number 18. The wings have a design element that show that it's from Wakanda, the hexagonal pattern, which you can also see in Black Panther's suit. Number 19. Eagle-eyed fans notice that in addition to the pattern on the wings, Sam's blue suit even features vibranium weaves, similar to Black Panther's suit as well. Number 20. Red Wing returns, and it's got a whole new set of skills, including using Cap's shield. Number 21. Additionally, with Cap's blue suit, instead of one Red Wing, it has two Red Wing drones. Number 22. Serpent Society makes their MCU debut in Captain America Brave New World, but with a little twist. Instead of a group of snake-themed, snake-looking supervillains, they're instead a criminal organization going under the codename Serpent. Number 23. We actually get a pretty decent look at the patch for Serpent, and it does actually say Serpent Society. The patch features a skull with a serpent weaving itself through the gaps in the skull. Number 24. In the fight against the Serpent soldiers, Sam does the same move that he was practicing in Falcon and the Winter Soldier Episode 5, where he would flip while throwing the shield. Gotta love progression. Number 25, Copperhead, a member of Serpent, also makes an appearance, seemingly disappointed that he isn't facing off against Steve Rogers. Copperhead is played by Johannes Hakker Johannesson. Number 26, the leader of the organization, Sidewinder, just like in the comics, appears as well. However, he has a more grounded look. Instead of his serpent-like appearance from the comics, he looks more like a tough-looking mercenary dude. It's Giancarlo Esposito with a gun. What can you expect? Number 27, Sidewinder is played by Giancarlo Esposito, who most would recognize from Breaking Bad, The Mandalorian, The Usual Suspects, and more. Number 28, Sidewinder was originally going to be played by WWE star Seth Rollins, but was eventually replaced by Giancarlo Esposito after several changes in development and numerous reshoots. Number 29, another member of Serpent Society, Diamondback, was supposed to make an appearance played by Rosa Salazar, but she seems to have been cut during reshoots and rewrites for the film. Number 30, funny enough, this being a Captain America film, we have to mention how Kevin Feige joked around that Captain America 3 was going to be called Captain America Serpent Society before changing it to Civil War. Well, looks like we eventually got Serpent Society, kinda. Number 31, in the latter half of the film, Cap needs some information from Sidewinder, which gets Sidewinder transferred into a different prison. Sidewinder jokes around that he will most definitely escape, potentially teasing the return of Serpent. Number 32, Danny Ramirez makes a return as Joaquin Torres, first seen in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Number 33, Joaquin Torres utilizes Sam's old Falcon suit, giving it a splash of green paint and calling it his own. Number 34, if you remember, Sam gave Joaquin his old Falcon suit in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, asking if he could fix it. Number 35, Joaquin Torres is basically in the new Falcon, as Sam jokes around towards the end of the film when Joaquin wakes up in the hospital. Not only that, but taking a bit of information from the last act of the film, Sam even tries to recruit him into the new Avengers. Number 36, when Joaquin and Sam visit Isaiah for training, Isaiah does something that's a little reminiscent of Steve Rogers. He casually picks up a punching bag, similar to what Steve did when he was training in the Avengers. Number 37, Jackie Robinson, Jack Johnson, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar posters are seen in the background all around the gym that Sam and Joaquin meet Isaiah in. These are, of course, very well-known black athletes who had achieved greatness in their respective sports. Number 38. The suit that Isaiah wears to the White House is his one and only suit, and it's the same suit that he got married in, so it holds sentimental value to him. Even when he's caught, he pleads with the officers not to damage the suit. In Falcon and the Winter Soldier, we learn that his wife passed away when he was locked away. Number 39. A funny detail about Isaiah is that he likes to keep the plastic on his phone, which shows his age a bit. There seems to be a tendency of the people in his generation to keep plastic on their newly purchased items to keep them protected and just last a little longer. Number 40. When Sam meets with Thaddeus, taking a few cues from past MCU films, Thaddeus Ross's recasting is explained using a new look joke, similar to how Rhodey's recast was played off in a similar manner in Iron Man 2. Number 41. The invitation for the Celestial Island World Summit says that it's held on Thursday, April 16th, 2027, confirming that the film takes place for the most part in 2027. Number 42. With the summit taking place in 2027, we can presume that the election year was in 2026, which means elections take place on different years when compared to real life. Number 43. Many of the world's leaders meet at the Celestial Island World Summit, which was a meeting organized by Thaddeus Ross. How did he know what this gigantic creature was called? While it wasn't confirmed in the film, we can assume it was either Sword, one of the many people in New Asgard, maybe even one of the remaining Eternals. All we need to know is that they do know it's a Celestial, and that the information probably got to the president somehow. No need to explain every single detail, we'll find out eventually. Number 44. One of the world leaders seen at the summit, and who plays a bigger part in the film, is Prime Minister Ozaki, played by Takehiro Hira of Shogun fame, amongst other films and TV shows. Number 45. Brave New World confirms that the Celestials, or at least Tiamat, is made out of adamantium. Number 46. So why did it take so long for adamantium to be introduced into the MCU? Well, long story short, copyright, and when Disney bought certain rights from Fox, it meant that they were finally able to use it. Number 47. If you listen closely to Ross during the Celestial Island World Summit, it sounds like he takes a bit of a swipe against Wakanda for being an isolationist nation controlling supplies of vibranium. Number 48. Brave New World introduces another new character in the form of Ross's security advisor, Ruth Bat-Seraph, played by actress Shira Haas. Number 49. Ruth Bat-Seraph is an ex-widow, meaning that she has similar Red Room training to both Natasha Romanoff and Yelena Belova. Number 50. Ruth being an ex-widow wasn't always the case. Marvel Studios altered her character for Captain America Brave New World following backlash over her comic origins, Sabra, which some felt had political implications related to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. The escalation of the Israel-Gaza war further fueled debates about her inclusion. Number 51. Shortly after Shira Haas's casting, the studio confirmed that Ruth Bat-Seraph would differ from the comics, with her Israeli heritage only subtly referenced. Literally, the reference is they barely mention that she's Israeli, and it immediately cuts to she's ex-widow. Number 52. Ruth Bat-Seraph no longer has mutant abilities, nor is her comic name Sabra ever used in the film. Number 53. However, the jacket and armor that she wears later in the film, the former having blue accents and the latter having blue and white, are nods to Sabra's costume in the comics. Number 54. We get a glimpse of the names of the mind-controlled Secret Service agents when their profiles are laid out for the audience to see in the film. One of these is Hunter Barcroft, which is a name also seen in the credits as an assistant production coordinator for Brave New World. Number 55. Taking it back to Sidewinder, during Sam's fight against Sidewinder, he pours bleach with the brand Roxxon, which is the energy conglomerate seen in Loki. Number 56. In this film, Sam has a Captain America headquarters, and several nods to his life can be seen scattered throughout. There's a photo of Sam and Riley, Sam's wingman from his Air Force days, and this photo actually appears in The Winter Soldier as well. Number 57. Next to the photo of Sam and Riley is a plaque and crest for the XO7, which is the original Falcon suit that Sam wore. Number 58. You can spot a photo of Sam and Bucky from when they were partners around the time of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Number 59. Next to the photo of Sam and Bucky seems to be a plaque from the GRC, which is the Global Repatriation Council, the organization that Sam helps in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Number 60. There's even a photo of Sam's sister on the boat that was featured in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Lots of references to Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and of course, you gotta reference what came before, right? Number 61, a letter written by a child as well as a children's drawing of Captain America and a blonde-haired woman can be seen, showing audiences the effect that Sam has had on the youth as Captain America. Number 62, and lastly, following the theme of partners, there's a photo of Sam and Joaquin, hinting at their future, maybe more permanent partnership. Number 63, there's also a photo of Howard A. Wooten, who was part of the Tuskegee Airmen, a group of African-American pilots during World War II. Number 64. Being a kid from Miami, of course, Joaquin Torres is a fan of the Miami Heat. He even owns a Heat Letterman jacket. Number 65. Thaddeus Ross uses a Peloton to keep his heart healthy with cardio, but just like any stubborn person, he kind of cheats with his numbers, something I definitely do sometimes, so it's relatable. Number 66. Air Force One in the film has the tail number 29,000, which is accurate to the tail number featured on the real Air Force One, so it's a nice little attention to detail. Number 67. Because Sam and Joaquin go undercover, they switch to not-so-smartphones, and we see Joaquin playing a game of Defender on an old Motorola flip phone. Number 68. It is confirmed that Sam Wilson owns a Hummer EV. Still military, but, you know, make it environmentally friendly, I guess. Number 69. Camp Echo 1 is a nod to the comics. While it doesn't quite serve the same purpose as it did in the comics, where the comics had Echo 1 as some sort of internment camp, Camp Echo 1 is more of a secret base of operations where Ross kept Samuel Stearns hidden for almost 2 decades. So maybe it is really similar, actually, when you put it that way. Number 70. Samuel Stearns' appearance as the leader is quite shocking, to say the least. And I'm talking aesthetically shocking, because his appearance aesthetically is a little gross. In The Incredible Hulk, we see the beginning of his transformation, with Stearns' head increasing in size. However, the film takes more creative liberties, not quite matching the large head of his comic book appearance, and instead giving him all these ridges and it just looks so ugly. It's so unsettling. Number 71. The appearance of the leader seems to have changed during filming or reshoots. When looking at the official pop vinyl figure for the leader, he looks completely different to his on-screen counterpart. Number 72. In an interview with Tim Blake Nelson, the actor for Samuel Stearns, Nelson described his reshoots as, quote, redoing much of my original work, unquote, hinting at how much of an overhaul his character went through and why he looks so different from his official merchandise. Come to think of it, in the final film, did they even refer to Stearns as the leader? Please, let me know in the comments if I just missed that. Number 73. It's revealed that Stearns was used by Ross to develop weapons, but more importantly, to help keep Ross alive from his heart condition. This heart condition was actually mentioned in Captain America Civil War when Ross revealed that he had a heart attack 5 years ago. Number 74. If you do the math, Ross would have had a heart attack in 2011, which is also the same year that the Incredible Hulk takes place, which would mean that Ross had been keeping Stearns since basically the very beginning, right after the events of the Incredible Hulk. Literally crimes, literally criminal. Ross is bad. He's bad. Number 75. In the secret underground facility, you can see college degrees hung up on the walls that are from Greyburn College. If this rings a bell, then you remember this as the college that was featured in The Incredible Hulk. Number 76. These degrees also confirm that not only was he a cellular biologist at the school, but Dr. Stearns did indeed graduate from Greyburn College in the MCU. Number 77. Stearns even has the crest for Greyburn College as his desktop wallpaper. Dude must really be proud of graduating from Greyburn. Number 78. The activation song that Dr. Stearns uses for his mind control is called Mr. Blue by the Fleetwoods. Number 79. If you recall, Mr. Blue was also the online alias that Stearns uses when communicating with Bruce back in The Incredible Hulk, with Bruce having the name Mr. Green. Number 80. Advanced weapons could be seen throughout the film, which could indicate either the passage of time and advancement of technology throughout the world, or as some theorize, could mean that Stark tech was sold to countries prior to his death, or that Stearns helped develop these. We see helicopters controlled by drones, and missiles that look like they have Iron Man's propulsion tech. Number 81. During the battle around Celestial Island, Sam confronts Thaddeus Ross and shows him that Stearns had been monitoring Ross's heart. Fans have recognized the device that Sam uses as a Microsoft Surface Duo. Out of all things, it's so funny what fans can recognize. Oh, is it a high-tech device? No, it's a Microsoft Surface Duo. Which I guess is high-tech because it's a foldable that doesn't actually fold the screen. Number 82. Yes, Sebastian Stan returns as Bucky Barnes, who makes a cameo appearance in the film. Number 83. I don't know if this was intentional, but Bucky does appear on Cap's left, which is hopefully a nod to how Steve Rogers would always appear on Sam's left when they were running. Number 84. Bucky seems to be running for office in Brave New World. For anyone that's seen the trailers for Thunderbolts, though, you'll also know the result of his run for congressman. Number 85. When talking to Bucky, Sam mentions that he probably should have taken the super serum, which could be referencing how they basically had a recreation of the super serum thanks to what they found in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Number 86. The SEAL team leader, Dennis Dunphy, takes the spotlight a few times in the film and is seen helping out Captain America on the ground, which is similar to his comic book counterpart. Number 87. In the comics, Dunphy eventually becomes known as Demolition Man or D-Man and is often seen helping Captain America. Unfortunately, because of what the leader does to him in this film, well, doesn't seem like we'll get Dunphy's D-Man anytime soon. Number 88. Similar to the flashback sequence early in the film, photos of Thaddeus' past are edited to show Harrison Ford instead of William Hurt. Number 89. Why is Red Hulk even red? Well, the film jokes around with this, with a reporter commenting how she didn't know they came in red. However, the film itself doesn't quite explain it. In the comics, versions of Red Hulk were created using a mix of gamma rays and cosmic rays, which gave him a red hue. Number 90. You can actually see a small detail that might hint that this Hulk also radiates heat and energy like the comics. When Ross first transforms, you can see his skin burning what he touches. It's very subtle, but it's a good little detail. Number 91. Red Hulk's actual model is pretty detailed and matches a lot of features that Harrison Ford has. He has a very similar hairline, matching teeth, and even a bit of chest hair, cause we know for a fact that Harrison Ford has chest hair. Trust me. I've seen the movies. Number 92. For Red Hulk, Weta VFX supervisor Dan Cox said that they drew inspiration from the comics but avoided making the character a color swap of the Hulk. They aimed for a more intimidating, upright, and athletic look. Director Ona emphasized a tactical, methodical feel, reflecting Ross's military background, referencing a bear for all fours poses, when Red Hulk uses all four limbs. Ford's facial features were even integrated using face scans, which is why his face is so detailed. Number 93. We can confirm that the Red Hulk does the iconic thunderclap in this film. After being absent for most of the Hulk's appearances in previous films, except for She-Hulk, Red Hulk actually does the thunderclap. Number 94. The final battle ends up being where the cherry blossoms are located in DC. Not only is this important to certain characters in the film, like Thaddeus and Betty, but these trees have ties to real life as well. The cherry blossoms were gifted by Japan to the United States in the early 1900s as a gift of friendship. With the film centering around rising tensions between the United States and Japan, what better way to include more symbolism than by having Ross destroy almost half of the trees, just like he almost severed their partnership with Japan in the film. Number 95. According to director Julius Ona, he wanted to incorporate the cherry blossoms in the film due to his childhood memories of living in Arlington, Virginia near DC. Number 96. For those wondering how someone like Sam could even hold up against the Red Hulk due to the massive difference in power, well, you can thank his new vibranium suit and equipment. As mentioned as early as Captain America: The First Avenger, vibranium can absorb kinetic energy, meaning that the new Captain America suit can withstand the power of Red Hulk's punches. Number 97. The raft from Captain America: Civil War and Falcon and the Winter Soldier makes a return, this time with the roles of Ross and Cap reversed. Number 98. Liv Tyler returns for a brief appearance at the very end of the film, with Thaddeus and Betty Ross making amends after nearly 2 decades. Number 99. Brave New World does not have a mid-credit scene, which is a little different considering that a lot of the previous MCU films have had both a mid-credits and a post-credits scene. Number 100. The film does have a post-credit scene, so just because you didn't see anything in the middle of the credits doesn't mean you should just leave. The post-credit scene in question has Sam meeting with the leader, who warns of and teases the multiverse. But exactly what about the multiverse could he be warning of? Well, it's a little vague, with fans speculating either it's teasing Doctor Doom in Doomsday or Battleworld. Number 101. The original title for Captain America 4 was New World Order. However, according to producer Nate Moore, while New World Order was intended to be intriguing and suspenseful, Marvel ultimately chose to change it after realizing the phrase had real-world connotations that made some audiences uncomfortable. Number 102. For the film, director Julius Ona wanted the film's action to feel grounded and tactile, ensuring that Sam Wilson's combat style featured new and unique abilities not previously showcased in his MCU appearances. Number 103. According to Anthony Mackie, filming in Washington, D.C. was a full-circle moment for him. The production stayed at the same hotel and filmed in the same locations as his first MCU appearance in Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Number 104. Speaking of the Winter Soldier, there are a lot of parallels to the Winter Soldier in Brave New World. There's a brainwashed super soldier, a villain shooting up a car with one of the heroes in them, secret bases, conspiracies, and so much more. Number 105. Fun little tidbit. Fans of Captain America: Brave New World can purchase a special Captain America Shield popcorn bucket at participating Regal Cinemas locations. Number 106. A fun promo for the film in Japan sees Marvel collaborating with My Hero Academia in a special crossover promotion. The character Hawks can be seen promoting My Hero Academia's final season, while Sam Wilson's Captain America strikes a similar pose opposite Hawks, promoting Brave New World. And number 107. Despite all the production hiccups, snags, and worries, Brave New World managed to hit number 1 at the box office and had a $192 million global debut, exceeding expectations. And that is it for 107 facts about Captain America: Brave New World. I apologize, I'm a little sick today, so if I sound weird, that is the reason why. But what did you think of the film? Are you excited for the future of the MCU? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and as Stan always said,